Inventory's up for a second week in a row and some pushback in Washington on the LLPA. You're definitely going to want to watch this one. We've got two amazing pieces of news coming out of the housing market this week after what seemed like a non-stop roller coaster of up and down, overanalyzing data, and market reactions. So I am happy to see a nice, stable, positive 14-day stretch here when it comes to real estate. So first things first, we saw inventory bump up again. Over 8,000 new homes came to the market last week, right around where they were the previous week. So we've seen almost 17,000 new listings come to the market in total nationally. And more importantly, locally in the greater Philadelphia area, we saw just over 800 new homes come to the market over the past 7 days, ending on Friday of last week. That's the biggest week of inventory that we've seen in months. So what this means for sellers, if you're trying to wait out the market and you want to let things play out, there's going to be more competition for you because inventory is increasing. And for buyers, congratulations, you've got some more options out there. Demand is still high. So what I'd be doing if I was a home buyer is being totally updated with the market by your agent. And if you don't have an agent that's updating you appropriately, it might be time to get a new one. This is all great news. This is what everyone's been waiting for. We saw purchase applications jump 5% last week. Mortgage rates have settled in that low to mid 6% range. There's not a lot of volatility there. And obviously we've got a Fed meeting coming up, which I'll talk about in a second. However, what I'm clear on is that as of last week, there was a 90% chance the Fed was going to increase rates another 25 basis points. And I am clear that 25 basis point increase is already baked into current mortgage rates. I don't expect to see rates move too much because everyone knows what to expect coming out of the Federal Reserve meeting later this week. So, first piece of good news, stability. More homes coming to the market. It's presenting opportunities for buyers to go out and transact. And sellers, I'd be getting my home on the market if I was you, if you've been delaying, because we are seeing more competition. So that's the first piece of good news. The second one, after a week of uproar over the LLPA, so what the LLPA stands for is the Loan Level Pricing Adjustment coming out of Washington from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. It was announced at the beginning of the year, takes effect May 1st, so yesterday when this video was coming out. Now we've got some pushback from our legislators in Washington. There was a bill that came forward on April 28th from the House of Representatives by Representative Andy Biggs from Arizona that, if passed, it would block the changes to the loan level pricing adjustment fees by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac on conventional mortgages. So borrowers with higher credit scores will not see that increase in fees because we know there's going to also be a fee for people with low credit. And this bill, it's very confusing, especially with a lot of the clickbait headlines that came out. So let me read to you exactly what the article says, and we'll talk about what this means. So this comes from Housing Wire. There were 34 co-sponsors on the bill. It's called the Responsible Borrower Protection Act of 2023, and it would cancel certain proposed changes to credit fees charged by the Federal National Mortgage Association and the Federal Home Loan Mortgage Corp, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, right? Representative Biggs said that the bill is a response to the proposed changes that were announced in January. The FHFA is punishing financially responsible mortgage borrowers, according to Representative Biggs. And what's happening is they don't want people with higher credit that are putting more money down to get penalized with higher fees. So now we're seeing Washington getting involved in this. And what's going to happen is this has got to go through the legislative process. It's got to get voted on by the House, go to the Senate, then it goes to the president. So we'll see how this all plays out. The point is that there's a fight going on right now to keep these fees lower so that borrowers don't get penalized or just have to pay more money out of pocket in general. So what we're seeing this week, good news for buyers. The inventory's finally there. 800 plus new homes in Philadelphia, Montgomery, Bucks, Delaware, and Chester counties came to the market in the past 7 days last week. That's the biggest number we've seen in months, and that means you got more options. That's also good for the sellers that have been on the fence who are trying to find a new home. Now you have more options there as well. And if you've already got your new home picked out and you're a seller right now, I'd be getting your home on the market a lot sooner. If you're hearing contrary advice, get in touch with another agent. Get a second opinion. These are big financial decisions, and let's make sure we vet them properly. Great news on the inventory front and some pushback on the LLPA fee adjustments. We'll see what happens there. All in all, a nice stable week in the midst of what's been a very volatile year.